their invasion and expedition of our world. Once again, we bring you an exciting new chapter in the continuing saga of A State of Trance. Searching for new horizons throughout the galaxy.
as we move to new horizons. It's the renegades that will lead us into the new world. The State of Trance, put your hands up. Together we are New World Punks. You check how you feel it. Tonight's the night. Let yourselves go. Let yourselves go. Together, we are New World Punks.
come a long, long way together. Through the hard times and the good, I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. We've come a long, long way together. Through the hard times and the good, I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
Party people inside, let the DJ know how you feel. Together we are renegades into the new world. The punks lead us. We are together the new world punks. Clap your hands. Clap your hands.
I have to praise you. 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 I have to praise you like I should.
A state of trance, we praise you, we thank you. Put your hands up, make some noise.
We come a long, long way together. Through the hard times and the good, I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. We come a long, long way together. Through the hard times and the good, I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. I have to praise you. 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 I have to praise you like I should.
Even if you're just a little bit of a trance fan, you gotta love the view of this. Two legends on stage. Marcus Schulz and Ferry Corsten started a new project called the New World Punks. And can I just say that I'm extremely proud and happy that they're here on the main stage in Utrecht for the New Horizons. So much energy in this crowd. And a very international crowd as well. It was very special to be on stage. I mean, there's a difference between seeing those guys play and to actually be on stage yourself. It was breathtaking, and I get to go another time in 138, so...
Yeah, 2 down, 1 to go, right?
I mean, the main stage was full. No more people could be added, but I hear also the 138 room is extremely
Packed.
full, packed.
Is that why you're wearing this brace on your arm?
Yeah,
because
tell us a little
live
bit.
support
Yeah,
to go to 138 to see if you're still
No,
alive.
this is not some sort of a...
What is this?
Not some sort of a prison thing. It's
Yeah.
this is a new technique that I'm going to test in 138.
Explain to the listeners what's on your arm. A
Well,
black thingy.
there's a black thing around my right arm,
Yeah.
and they're gonna record my movements. It's a new thing, kind of.
So it's not for Dutch law. If you play too loud, you get an electric shock or something.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's my tour manager Sanders' idea.
Yeah.
And maybe it could be a prank. And
It's
then
like
if
Armin,
it is, I'm a complete idiot.
Armin Van Cyborg right here.
Yeah, I know. So what's happening online, guys, right now while I was away?
Hassan Khan writes, it's 5 a.m. here and I'm as wide awake as an owl. And he's loving the broadcast.
I've got Jetkunst98. It sounds Dutch. Jetkunst98. This was the greatest Saturday evening I ever had. Tuned in for like 5 hours, but it was worth it. And Mohammed Handy, I'm sorry guys, have to go to sleep now, but you have made my day. Good night.
And Lisa Rudolph tweeted, I am sitting in the bubble bath listening to Stereo Trance 650, and that was a prime life choice.
2 sets down for me, 1 to go. In about an hour, I'll head over, well, I could say the second main stage for some serious uplifting. A third and last set will start at 3:15 at the Who's Afraid of 138 stage. Let's listen what's happening there right now. No, I think they're having some sort of a break. I think photographer's playing there right now, followed by myself and then Brian Kearney at 4:30. This night ain't over yet. I'm happy I'm not in your position right now because I wouldn't know what to listen to right now.
Too many great artists.
Yeah, still to come on audio and video on the main stage. Mr. Andrew Rayel, just made a track with him. Jorn van Dijnhoven. And a very, very special back-to-back set by John O'Callaghan and Ali and Fila. But right now, back-to-back. Make some noise from Ferry Corsten and Marcus Schultz, the New World Punks.
I can lift you up. I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. I can fill your cup. You know our river won't evaporate. This world we still appreciate. You could be my luck. Even in a hurricane of frowns, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're 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 safe. see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. I can lift you up. I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're 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 safe and sound.
State of Trance 650. New Horizons.
Are you still with me? I want you to repeat after me. New world punks, 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 new world punks.
dirt, where we found the things we have in life. But now I wonder, where did it go? But it's alright, 'cause I'll be fine as long as I know there are many ways to, there are many ways to, there are many ways to change your life.
State of Trance. The Rec Room. Ruben Durand.
Our first show was actually mentioned last year. That's where we had the real debut of the act. Basically, we've been playing together for quite a while. But of course, the first big one was ＳAYTA.
We told everybody like we only want to do maybe 10, 15 of these per year. So when we do one of these New World Punks shows, it's something really special.
Separately, you tour around the world all the time. How do you prepare a set like this? Do you have Dropbox together that you sync tunes or whatever? How does it work?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
We've been sending files back and forth, and
It's almost like an ongoing thing, because we have this shared folder we dump projects in that we're both working on, together. Some of the new upcoming singles. So it's a fun way of doing it, really.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter that you've been in his studio last December. Is there something coming?
oh yes, there's some new stuff coming. We're working on it right now. We weren't able to finish it in time for tonight because I think we're both perfectionists.
We're gonna hear it in Miami.
We'll definitely debut some New World Punk stuff in Miami.
The Rec Room. Open your heart. Open your mind. Expand your world and find new horizons.
generation. Party people inside, put your hands up. To all the people around the world, make some noise for New World Punks. Very course the Marcus Schultz New World Punks.